Welcome to a cold and wet Cape Town, where hopefully I'll be able to get this video done before it starts raining again and ruins my hair and makeup. And guess what? It started raining again. Yeah, so let's give it a bash. Design and styling of cars is a tough game, and very few manufacturers are able to claim that they got it right the first time around. One such car looked great in its first generation, but 6 years later, in its second gen, it's still one of the best looking SUVs on the market. Ooh, my hair.
This is the 2023 Mazda CX5 2.2L DE Akera all-wheel drive.
Yes, it's been around since 2017 and it's had a few nips and tucks, but it's still as good looking as the day it arrived on showroom floors in South Africa.
Subtle changes were made, for example to the front with a revised 3D grille and LED headlights, with the rear also getting a new bumper and taillights.
Now this Akera model has the sports appearance package on it, and I must admit, it really does it for me. I mean, yes, looks does matter, specifically when it comes to cars. I mean, your car should evoke some sort of emotion whenever you look at it, right?
Standard on the Akera are 19-inch black alloy wheels, with a sport package adding the black trim on the front and rear bumper, the rear wing with integrated brake light, blacked out side mirrors, tire side pillar and door trim.
Now in the front grille you'll see these red accents, which tells you it's the Akera version and that it has the most powerful engine in the CX5 range. It's a 2.2 litre turbo diesel producing 140 kilowatts and a whopping 450 Newton meters of torque, sending all the power via 6-speed auto transmission to all four wheels, meaning better handling and allowing you to take it on not so off-roady type terrain. But in all honesty, this car is way too pretty for that. So no, we'll keep you on decent roads, just like you deserve.
Inside the cabin, the blacked out theme continues, with black head lining, door panels and seats, all accentuated by some red stitching, keeping with its sporty trim.
Now, in the front though, it really is where the CX5 kind of shows its age. Where some of its competitors have multiple screens and some touch interfaces, well, this still looks very traditional. I mean, it's not a bad thing. The instrument cluster has rounded dials, which I like, and it does have a smaller screen which gives you all your driver display information when driving, and it does have a heads-up display as well, which kind of makes up for, well, this 8-inch screen over here. You see, even though it's functional, the graphics and everything is kind of dated, and it's only 8 inches. And yes, size does matter, especially when it comes to a screen. But, you know, if all of that doesn't really matter to you, then it's not a deal breaker. Oh yeah, and then it's this little dial here. I know loads of people like this rotary dial, and I don't, because I find it a little bit distracting when you're driving, because you end up looking down here and then it kind of just puts you off a little bit. But like I said, if all of that doesn't matter to you, well, then there's plenty of other things that make up for it.
Like, it does have wireless charging, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, built-in sat-nav, a tilt and slide sunroof and Bose sound system that will impress even your annoying teenagers. A 360-degree view camera, park and lane assist, blind spot monitoring, cruise control, dual zone climate control, keyless entry and heated outer mirrors, and a 3-year unlimited kilometer service and warranty plan. Service intervals are at 15,000 kilometers.
Seating in the front is very comfortable. On this vinyl/leather trim combined with the red stitching, it does look very good. I mean, it is electrically adjustable for both seats, and this one in the driver's side has got 2 memory settings for the driver. Reach and rake, it's got all of that, and combined with these seats, it makes it very easy for you to find your perfect seating position. Visibility is great, both out the front and also the rear, and it also has a 360-degree camera that does help with parking, especially when going forward. Now I know you're thinking going forward shouldn't be an issue, but you see the nose, it's a little bit long and then it dips. So you don't really know how far you are. So using the camera kind of helps. And I'm not ashamed to say that, well, I use it.
In the rear, seating is very comfortable as well, with space for 3. There are ISOFIX points in the rear and the doors open wide enough if you need to add a baby chair. 2 cup holders and USB ports are available in the center armrest with air vents as well.
Overall, it's quite a decent place to be. I mean, it's good for those that are big and small and short and tall. Well, that actually rhymed. But they'll be good for both long and short journeys, I think. Yeah, everybody would be comfortable in here. To be honest, my kids don't complain. So it should be good enough for yours as well.
In the boot, there's just over 442 liters of space, so enough to fit 2 large suitcases in it and a few extra beds.
And it's raining again. Cape Town, winter, what do you expect, right? Listen, I have a confession to make. I haven't been inside of a Mazda in probably about, I think it's 14 years, because the last Mazda that I drove was my very own one, and it was the then World Car of the Year. It was a car that kind of made everybody take note of Mazda again. It was the Mazda 2, and I had it for a short period of time, but it was a good, solid car. I think it was easy to live with, and I'm glad to say that many years later in the CX5 that same philosophy still continues in this car. It's still good, it's solid. This 2.2 liter turbo diesel engine that you find inside of this Akera version, I think is sweet. I mean, it's just lekker, man. It has all the power that you need when you need it, but at low speeds, like I'm driving right now, I mean, it's raining, it's smooth, it's easy to live with. But when you do want to drive it spiritedly, then you can put your foot down and it will give you that little bit of a kickback. And you can do it at any time, whenever you want it. The 6-speed auto box is, for me, really, really good. You see, because sometimes in some automatic cars, you get those where when you get to lower speeds and then you need to turn and then it searches for gear and all of those things, it doesn't happen in this car at all. And that's obviously because of the great low-down torque that the car has available to it. But also this gearbox is very, very smooth. It works really, really well. And then there's these flappy paddles. Yes, it's got flappy paddles on it. Why, you think? Well, yeah, because to be quite honest with you, I think that these flappy paddles and everything inside of these cars are a little bit of an overkill when it comes to cars like these. I mean, like, why do they have it? I don't know. But it is available to you in this car, which means if you, like I mentioned, want to drive it spiritedly or sportedly, you can. You just slap it over, put your foot down, and off it goes. Yay! Shift and shift. And that's lekker, man. And then you want to go back to normal, you just flip it back into normal mode and you just drive normally. Like I have to, because it's raining now in Cape Town, so I have to be, careful. And that's the best part of this car. No matter how you drive it, no matter where you drive it, it's always going to be comfortable, it's going to be smooth, it's going to be good, it's going to be easy to live with. And you're going to, kind of look good while driving it. Fortunately, it doesn't help for me, but it will definitely help for you. Look, I can't fault this car on the way it drives, and it looks really good. It ticks all the right places. Even the fuel economy. Mazda claims it's 5.7 liters per 100 kilometers, but I've been averaging between 7 and 8, and it's very good for a 2.2 liter diesel. I mean, this car in its trim level comes in at 754,000 Rand, which is not cheap at all, but it's within line with all the cars in the same class that this one is. And you can get an entry-level 2-liter active manual at 508,000 Rand, which is significantly cheaper and has less specs, but I don't think you'll go wrong with that one either way. The only thing that really lets it down for me is its older tech, but it can be forgiven because it's been around since 2016, 2017. And if you combine it with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, well, then it works a whole lot better. So if all of that doesn't matter to you, then it's definitely a good buy. My favorite though is this Akera version. It looks good, it drives good, and it will definitely put a smile on your face every time when you drive it. But most importantly, it will make you smile when you, well, turn back and look at it parked and, yeah, know that it's your car. Because that's how your car should make you feel every single time when you drive it.